Court's in session. All right. Call in the jury, please. The jury's ready? Okay. Swear in the witness, please. Please state your full name and correct spelling for the record. Rico Jackson. Mr. Jackson, how old are you? 34, sir. All right. And are you currently in jail? Yes, sir. All right. Would you recognize your plea agreement if I showed it to you? Correct, sir. All right. I'd move to admit and publish Exhibit 185. Any objection? No objection. Hearing no objection, let Government's Exhibit 185 is admitted into evidence. All right. Mr. Jackson, do you recognize that document? Correct, sir. All right. And you understand you signed a global plea agreement? Correct, sir. All right. So you pled guilty in both the state and the DA's office and also in federal court as well, correct? Yes, sir. And you understood that you had to plead guilty to a racketeering conspiracy count, correct? Correct. All right. And you also pled guilty to the murder of Renetta Lowe and Jerome Hampton as a crime in furtherance of racketeering. Correct. All right. And you understand that both those crimes carry a sentence of mandatory life in prison, correct? Correct. Okay. And you understood that your state court charges, where you were on the 3G indictment, you pled guilty down there and got 15 years, correct? Correct. All right. And you pled guilty to heroin, cocaine distribution, and racketeering in state court as well, correct? Correct. All right. And you understand that these, whatever sentence you get, that they're going to run concurrently, correct? Correct. All right. We also agreed not to seek the death penalty against you, correct? All right. You agreed to be interviewed and give truthful information to the government? Correct. And you agreed if we called you to testify, you would agree to do that, correct? Correct. You understand, as part of your cooperation, you're hoping to get your sentence cut, correct? Correct. But you understand that only Judge Zaney can do that, right? Correct. All right. And you and your attorney and the U.S. Attorney's Office and the DA's office all signed this document as well, correct? Correct. Now, as you sit here today, have you been sentenced yet? No, sir. Again, you understand that Judge Zaney will be the judge who sentences you, correct? Correct. As part of your plea agreement, we agreed that if you advised us of any crimes we didn't know about, that you wouldn't be charged with those, correct? Correct. And I believe today you've advised us of 4 other murders you participated in? Something like that. Judge, I object to leading. All right. Don't lead, counsel. And you've told us about other murders you participated in, correct? Correct. Okay. And how many murders besides Magnolia Shorty and Jerome Hampton, how many other murders have you participated in your life? Like 6. 6? 6. 6 total or 7 total? 7 total. Yes, sir. Okay. Can you list the other people that you've been involved with? Yes. All right. Can you tell the jury who else you've told us about killing? The people? Yes. B from out the Calliope. Big dude. Where was Big Dude from? From out the Calliope. Gutter from out the Calliope. Did you kill any drug addicts? Yes. Who was that? I forgot. John. His name John. Okay. Was there anybody else? A guy named Corey. Where was Corey from? Out to Calliope. All right. Where did you grow up, Mr. Jackson? I was raised on Magazine and Napoleon in the 13th, but I grew up in the 3rd Ward off 2nd and Galvez. All right. And what was your connection to 2nd and Galvez? My family stayed there. Okay. And grandmother. Your grandmother? Yes. All right. Did they rent there or did they have a house? Owned it. They owned a house. Okay. And how many family members did you have living over by 2nd and Galvez? A few uncles, a few aunties, a whole lot of cousins. How often would you hang out over there? Every day. Okay. Did you eventually move closer to that area? Yes, I moved on Louisiana Parkway. All right. How old were you when you moved to Louisiana Parkway? Like 12, making 13. All right. And who were you living over there with? My mother. Okay. And do you have any brothers or sisters? Yes. How many? 6. 6? 2. Yeah. 2 brothers and 4 sisters. And were you all living together? Yes. When did you start selling drugs? Around the age of 15, 16. All right. And what were you selling? Marijuana. All right. Where were you getting marijuana from? Numerous of people. What kind of people? Numerous, like different people. Numerous? Yes. Okay. Did you know someone named Kendrick Rodney or Little Man? Yes. All right. And how did you get to know Little Man? He grew up on 3rd and Galvez right around me. Okay. Would you recognize his photo if I showed it to you? Correct. Is this Little? Yes. And do you know this person? Yes. What's his nickname? Black. Okay. How do you know Black? I grew up with him. Okay. What was Little Man's reputation when you were growing up? Is he older or younger than you? Older than me. Okay. What was his reputation? Kind. He's humble. He's humble, but, he sold... What? He sold... What did he do for a living? He sold drugs. Okay. And what kind of drugs? Dope. Coke. Well, tell the jury what dope is. Heroin. Heroin. And what kind of money did Little Man make from that? Objection. Speculative. Sustained. Did Little Man have money? Yes, sir. Okay. How could you tell? He had nice things. Cars and motorbikes. Nice clothes. What was Black's reputation? He's been known for killing people. Where did you go to school in New Orleans? McDonough 7, Elementary. Sophie B. Wright, Middle School. And Clark High School. And where was Clark High School located? 3rd and Toledano. No, 3rd and Tonti. Okay. And how far from 2nd and Galvez is that? About 4 blocks. All right. Did you graduate from Clark? No, sir. How old were you? Were you put out or did you leave? I got put out. All right. And what year was that? Like 98, I think. What did you do for a living after you got put out? I sold drugs. All right. And what kind of drugs were you selling? A little bit of coke and heroin. And how long did you sell drugs for? I've been selling drugs damn near all my life, since I started selling weed. Did you go to jail in 2004? Yes. Yes. All right. And how long were you in jail? I came home 2005, June. And what did you go to jail for? Parole violation. Where were you when Katrina hit? I was locked up. I got out of jail in 2005, but I wound up getting locked back up on a parole violation. Then I got out, and I stayed a couple months, like 4 months. Got out in, like, October and went to Texas. And why did you go to Texas? Because that's where my mother was living at. All right. And were any of your friends from 3rd and Galvez in Texas? Correct. Who was over there? Me, Lonnie. Who's Lonnie? Rilla. Okay. QP. T. Darryl. Weefus. Okay. And how did you know all those guys? They were from my neighborhood. Okay. Where were you staying over there? I was living with my mother. She was staying right off of Nelson. Were you ever involved in or witnessed a shooting at the Studio Plus? Yes. All right. What happened with that? Tell the jury about that. One day we was at the Studio Plus hotel. One of my friends had called the phone saying somebody was saying that man was chasing him and wanted to kill him he wanted to kill him. So, all right, hold on. Just so I'm clear. The person being chased called you? Yes. Okay. And he said, Man is chasing me? Yes. Did you know who Man was? Yes. Yes. All right. Who was Man? Man from out the Calliope Project. All right. What is the relationship between Third and Galvez and the Calliope? We beef with each other. We've been beefing with each other for a while. Okay. And you mentioned, 3 or 4 people you killed from the Calliope, correct? Correct. All right. And was that part of that beef? Yes, sir. All right. So after you get this phone call, what did you do? I met him in the lobby, and did you have a gun? Yes. All right. And then what happened? As he's telling me the story, how's he telling you the story? He's telling me man coming. How's he telling you? Are you on the phone? No, we face to face. All right. What happened? So as he's telling me the story, a guy named Steve from out the 7th Ward coming in while he reached for the door and Man shot him in the head. So I started shooting toward the door at Man and he took off running.